this week, Jeremy, Matt, and I are down in Jim Falls fishing the Chippewa River, where we're looking for some catfish behind some rocks. We got some great footage of the fish that you can catch and the fish that we caught down there. It's an awesome place. It's a great thing that we got a chance to go out there. You can definitely see what this river has to offer for you and us. Take a look.
I just hooked up with our first fish of the day. I'm just using some 8-pound monofilament with a medium action rod. You know, I like to feel the fight. These cats, they certainly like to fight.
Nah, this thing looks like a pig.
You know, stability too. You want to make sure.
It actually looks like a pig. Yeah.
You want to make sure that your footwork, you know, is secure. He is not like you, Lucas. That has something to do with those white legs. He's a beautiful cat. That's why we come to Jim Falls, folks. Look at that cat. What do you think of that, folks? Jim Falls, I mean, this is in your backyard. This is something you don't need a boat, a couple buddies, you don't have a good time, but look at these fish that you get your hands on. Always a good time. Always.
We had a great time. Plenty, well, I wouldn't say we caught a ton of fish, but
No, but the fish we did catch were
some pretty decent fish, and it's basically, you know, right in our backyard, so we just zip over there, catch some fish. We had a blast, an absolute blast with it. So we hope you guys enjoy. Like Luke said, take a look.
You get that? That rock's slippery.
Is it wet?
Yeah, it's a little wet.
Weird.
I don't know if we touched on this yet or not. There's a good pair of polarized glasses. I mean, it's a night and day difference. You can see these rocks in here a lot better. Especially if you're going to be walking through here, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to see these rocks and look where you're stepping. Luke doesn't have polarized glasses on, so he's having a little trouble right now.
There are a few things regarding safety, you know, if you go down to Jim Falls that you need to be aware of. You need to be cautious down there. First and foremost, the rocks are really slippery down there. If you don't have a good pair of polarized glasses, you can't see where you're stepping. Those rocks are super slippery. I mean, we bashed shins. I don't know how we haven't needed an airlift out of there yet, but
not to discourage you from going.
It's not that bad. It's really slippery on the rocks. If you're not careful, you're gonna slip. You're gonna bang your shins. You know, twist ankles. But also the current down there can be pretty strong at times. There is an alarm that sounds when the dam opens. So if you do hear that alarm go off, you want to get out of the water, because when those gates open, depending on how many they have open, that water's flying through there. So you'll wind up in the next county down in no time. And also, spiders. Especially for Luke, spiders are a safety precaution down there. This next scene it was just funny. You gotta see it. I think you'll laugh at it. Luke absolutely hates spiders. And we ran into this water spider down there and videotaped a little bit of it, and his reaction, it was priceless. Why don't you tell us how much you like spiders, Luke?
Alright, I don't know where the fear came from. Like, it wasn't, you know, something happened as a child. I just have never, ever liked spiders. And Of course, I'm standing on this rock trying to shoot a scene, and all of a sudden Jeremy's like, "Oh, hey, look at your feet. There's a nice spider there." And sure enough, there's this big hairy spider hanging on the side of the rock. And I mean, you'll see it in the video. I'm looking for it, and all of a sudden it hops out of the water, and I just about fall off the rock. Matt and Jeremy had a blast with it. Of course, I'm sitting there cringing the whole time watching this film, but you know, it's a safety precaution for me, maybe not for you. But look at the scene. I hope you guys get a kick out of it.
It's funny.
When you're down at Jim Falls, you never know what kind of things you're gonna find. Like today, Matt found some smallmouth bass, and Jeremy and I just stumbled upon this large spider right here. Now I absolutely hate spiders, but I'm gonna touch it just for you folks at home. So you guys owe me. Where'd it go? Is it on the rock? Where did it go? I don't know. I'm not kidding. Where did it go? Ugh. That's it, I'm going home. Going home. Did it hop in the water? Is it on me?
Went under the rock, into the rock. Rub your hand
Oh,
in it.
what the? Oh! If he comes at me, dude, I'm jumping in the water. That's all it is. Brand new rod right down the hole. He's literally underneath the rock right now, in the water. I can still see him. And yeah, maybe a little bit he'll come back up. Now, let's go fishing. Yep. Locked down with something here. I'm not sure what it is. It's feels like a decent fish. It's coming right at me right now. And oh nope, he decided he wants to go the other way. Got to keep tension on that line. I don't want to lose him. I had the same problem here last time. I got to make sure my drag's set right, which I should have done earlier, but you know, things happen. Here he is. Can't see him yet. Nice catfish right here. See, that's just the raw power these fish have, is they can just take my drag out whenever they want it. I mean, I love it. Love it. Oh, apparently he doesn't love it though. Just gotta keep away from these rocks and these sticks over here. Oh, here he is. If I can just get him a little bit closer enough to get a hand on him. Don't go there, don't go there. You want to keep that rod tip up. Talked about it a little bit earlier. You want to keep that rod tip up. That way they can't bounce off too many rocks. Keeps them closer to the surface. No. Uh-oh. He's definitely got plenty of fight. I thought he was going to be a little bit easier to get in the way he's kind of running towards me. But no, he doesn't want to be here. Come on. Just like a bass. There we go, look at that guy. Not a bad fish. I'll get you close up here so I can kind of show you how to grab one of these things. Not a bad looking cat if you ask me. Just a quick way to show you how to grab them. Just like a bass, largemouth bass, you get your thumb in there, and they had this jawbone. I don't know if you can see that or not. They got a jawbone, and you get your thumb right on the other side of that, and you can pretty much have them locked down. They're not going to get away. But yeah, it's a nice cat. I don't know how long it is, but cat's a cat to me. We're gonna let him go. Get a little bigger, maybe keep him next time. They do have teeth. It's almost sandpaper. It's pretty rough in there. And after a couple hours in the river, your hands will start to get a little bit soft, and they'll do a little shake when they want to, and it'll tear your hands up pretty quick. I mean, you're not gonna bleed or anything like that, but you have a story to tell your friends at work and why your thumbs look like they've been through a bandsaw. We're gonna let them go, let them get some oxygen back in the water. He's swimming right there. I can still see him. He's just hanging out. swimming away just fine. He's taking his own little time. He's not going belly up, so good to go.
There you go. Solid cat. Been down here for a few hours. This is only the third one we've caught, but it's a solid fish.
Do you work on your thumb? Molly. Well, oh, that's a catfish. Man, there's nothing more fun than setting the hook and just feeling that thud, and then your drag going out because the fish realizes that it doesn't want to come towards you. My bobber above the surface yet. Oh. Oh. All right. Nice one. Now, let me get them off. I'm going to show you guys something. I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but they do have spines on them. Spikes. Oh boy. Because that has these spines on them, right? Has one right there on his back. And it has one right here and one right here. And what they'll do, they use them as protection. There's a mucus on them that hurts a lot, and it'll hurt for days. So when you're dealing with them, just another safety tip to, you know, kind of mind those and make sure that they're not gonna smash you with them. Another nice cat for the night. Oh, that's the spot. And there's something behind me. I just hooked up with a fish over by the big rock. I don't know where he is right now, and it makes me nervous because I got a big rock that's sitting right in front of me, and I don't want him to run a streak in my line or something like that and have it break off, but he feels like a decent fish. He's going to come right over top of the fish. Like it. He's a biter. FaceTime action right here. He's slowly coming in, but I think it's more of a, he doesn't know what he's, you know, just kind of wants to see what's going on, and once he realizes what's actually happening is that I'm trying to get him above the water, he's going to turn and run. Yep. I think he figured it out. See if I can get him to break the surface a little bit to show you guys. use the gym when you can catch catfish all day. Come on. I ain't rubbing against it. I don't like that at all. Not at all happy with me right now. I love it. I haven't had one like this. I don't think I've ever had one like this. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Tell he's tired now. He doesn't want to quite fight as much, but you gotta get him when he's laying there kind of limp. Otherwise he'll run on you. Oh, there's a catfish. This is the reason we come down to Jim Falls, folks, right here. Whew! That was a good 5-minute fight to get this guy above water. And let me tell you, it was worth it. Man, look at this thing. Jeez. That is a catfish. That just made my day. That made my whole week, I'm pretty sure. Man, that is a pig right there. Ross got one over there too? What is that?
Little walleye.
Little walleye. Look at that, there's all sorts.
You pick up a bonus fish down here, little walleye.
I should give him a kiss, but I don't know about that. Woo-hoo! Yes. Alright, well I'm gonna go grab my snag off this rock, so we'll see you next week on Badger State Adventures. Thanks for joining.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode. We had a great time down there. We always do when we go down there. We have a great time no matter what we're doing together. So we hope we were able to bring you some excitement, some knowledge, a little insight on where to go, how to look into these resources you got right in your backyard. We like to joke around a lot and, pick fun at each other, and it's all in good fun. But in all seriousness, there are a few things that we do want to touch up as a follow-up. First and foremost is safety, like I mentioned before. I don't really think you have to worry about venomous spiders or anything like that, but if you're afraid of spiders, look out. But other than that, like I said, safety, the rocks are really slippery, the current. Just be sure you know where you're stepping, know your limits, and it's always a good idea to probably let somebody know where you're going to be fishing so that in the event something were to happen, somebody knows where you are. Just in case that were to happen. I'm not saying it would, but then there's also rules and regulations you got to be aware of. Again, rules and regulations vary on where you are. It's your responsibility to read up on the rules and regulations, know your boundaries. In this case, there are boundaries on that river. You can't fish in the fish refuge, but read over the rules and regulations. They're printed out for you. DNR does a pretty good job laying them out for you. So be aware, so you're legal, you're not getting in any trouble. And then lastly, we wanted to touch on catch and release. And Luke, I'll let you talk a little bit about that.
Being avid outdoorsmen, Matt, Jeremy, and I have kind of come into this thing where we, when we fish, we like to let other people enjoy it as well. Not saying that you have to, but it's just something that we've kind of come accustomed to. Is we catch a fish, take a couple pictures, and let it go for someone else in Wisconsin to enjoy. And it's just something that we kind of, we just kind of started doing, which is great for nature, great for Wisconsin. Someone else can enjoy what we have too. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Take a couple pictures, and then save those memories like that and let that fish go.
Not saying that you have to let every fish go. If you want to keep some fish for a meal, then great. We do it occasionally too. But for me, it's the experience, the rush of catching, the fish, and I'm perfectly okay letting a lot of those fish go. Especially some of those bigger catfish. I mean, they're beautiful creatures, and let them go. They'll grow even bigger. And when you hook into one a couple years down the road, you'll be glad you did. So, all in all, we hope you enjoyed it. All right, thanks for joining us this week. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Check us out at BadgerStateAdventures.com. You can also check us out on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed it. I'm Matt Ross.
I'm Luke Blaskotchik. We're Badger State Adventures.
And until next time, create your own adventure.